all-night society. Ryan and I have been married for 3 years. He is a quiet man. He works in construction. He likes to fix things around the house. I work at the local grocery store. Our life was very normal. We had a small house with a yard. We ate dinner together every night at 6 o'clock. Ryan usually talked about his day. I talked about mine. A few months ago, Ryan changed. He started watching me more. When I went to the store to buy milk, he asked exactly how many minutes I was gone. He started checking my phone every night. He said he was just worried about me. Last Tuesday, I came home from work. I heard a loud noise upstairs. It was the sound of a drill. I went to our bedroom. Ryan was standing by the door. He had his tool belt on. There were wood shavings on the carpet. "What are you doing?" I asked. He didn't look at me. He kept working. "The door is old," he said. "It doesn't close right. I am fixing it." I looked at the door. He was not fixing the handle. He was adding something new. He was putting a heavy metal bolt on the outside of the door. It was the kind of lock people use on garden sheds. "Why is that on the outside?" I asked. "It's for the frame," he said. "It keeps the wood straight." That didn't make sense. But Ryan gets angry if I ask too many questions. I went to the kitchen and made eggs for dinner. We ate in silence. That night, we went to bed. I fell asleep quickly. Around 2:00 a.m., I woke up. I wanted a glass of water. I got out of bed and walked to the door. I turned the handle. The handle turned, but the door did not open. I pushed. I pulled. It felt solid. Then I remembered the metal bolt. I knocked softly on the wood. "Ryan," I whispered. "Are you awake? The door is stuck." Ryan was still in bed. I heard him move. "Go back to sleep, Sarah," he said. His voice was very clear. He wasn't sleepy. "I need water," I said. "The door won't open." "Did you lock it?" "It's for your safety," he said. "You should not walk around at night. You might fall." I felt a cold shiver in my stomach. "Open the door, Ryan. This isn't funny." He didn't get up. He just stayed in the dark. "Go to sleep," he said again. I sat on the edge of the bed. I did not sleep. In the morning, I heard the lock slide open. Click-clack. Ryan opened the door. He was dressed for work. He smiled at me like nothing was wrong. He made coffee. He kissed my cheek. When he left for work, I went to the door. I looked at the locks. There were now 3 of them. They were all on the outside. I tried to open the window. He had screwed it shut from the outside. I looked through the glass. I saw the screws. I went to the kitchen to find my phone. It was gone. My car keys were gone too. I am sitting on the floor now. It is 5:30 p.m. I hear his truck pulling into the driveway. I hear his boots on the porch. He is coming inside. I have to go to the bedroom now. If I am not in the room when he walks in, he will get angry. I have to wait for the sound of the locks. I have to wait for the click. I live in a small house with my husband, Daniel. The house is on a quiet street. We have a small yard. Daniel works at an insurance office. He is a very organized man. He likes things to be in their place. Daniel usually gets home at 7 p.m. Every night, I start making dinner at 6 p.m. I like to have the food ready when he walks in. Last Tuesday, something strange happened. I was in the kitchen peeling potatoes. I heard the back door open. It has a specific heavy click. Then I heard heavy boots on the kitchen tile. "You're early," I called out. There was no answer. I heard the footsteps go down the hallway. I heard the bedroom door open and then close. I put down the knife and went to the hallway. "Daniel," I said. I opened our bedroom door. The room was empty. The bed was made. The window was locked. I looked in the closet. His suits were all hanging up. I felt a little chill, but I told myself I was tired. At 7 p.m. exactly, I heard a car in the driveway. It was Daniel. He came through the front door this time. He kissed my cheek. He smelled like coffee and old paper. "How was your day?" he asked. He was wearing his work shoes. They were dry. But when I went back to the kitchen, I saw small patches of water on the tile near the back door. It had been raining earlier. I mopped them up and didn't say anything. On Wednesday, it happened again. At 6:15 p.m., I was folding laundry in the living room. I heard the back door click. I heard the boots. Someone walked into the kitchen. I heard the sound of a chair dragging across the floor. I sat very still. My heart was beating fast. I walked into the kitchen. The chair was pulled out from the table. It was the chair I usually sit in. No one was there. I went to the back door. It was locked. I checked the basement door. It was locked too. At 7 p.m., the car pulled up. Daniel walked in the front door. He was smiling. He bought me some flowers. "You look pale," he said. "Are you feeling okay?" "I think I heard someone in the house earlier," I told him. Daniel laughed. He checked the whole house. He looked under the bed and in the garage. "Everything is fine, honey," he said. "You're just imagining things." On Thursday, I decided to find out what was happening. I didn't stay in the kitchen. At 6 p.m., I hid in the pantry. It is a small closet near the back door. I left the door cracked open just a little bit. At 6:10 p.m., the back door opened. A man walked in. It was Daniel, but he looked different. He wasn't wearing his glasses. His hair was messy. He was wearing a dirty yellow raincoat. He didn't act like he lived there. He moved very slowly. He walked to the counter and picked up my hairbrush. He held it to his face and closed his eyes. Then he went to the fridge. He took a bite out of a piece of cheese and put it back. He sat in my chair. He sat there for 20 minutes. He didn't move. He just stared at the pantry door where I was hiding. I held my breath. I was shaking so hard. Then he stood up. He went out the back door and locked it behind him. I waited. My legs felt like jelly. At 7 p.m., I heard the car. Daniel came in the front door. He was wearing his suit. He had his glasses on. "Hi, honey," he said. "What's for dinner?" I looked at his hands. They were clean. I looked at the kitchen table. The chair was pushed back imperfectly. I realized then that Daniel wasn't coming home twice. Daniel was leaving work early. He was coming into the house to watch me. He was pretending to be a stranger in his own home. He was waiting to see if I noticed. "I'm not hungry today," I said. My voice was very small. Daniel walked over to me. He leaned in and whispered in my ear. He smelled like that dirty raincoat. "I know you were in the pantry," he said. He smiled. It was a normal, kind smile. "Let's eat," he said. I sat down at the table. I sat in the chair he had been sitting in. He picked up his fork and started to eat. I didn't move. I realized I didn't know the man sitting across from me at all. My husband's name is Mark. He is a very organized man. He works at a bank. He likes everything to be in its place. Mark says I have a bad memory. He tells me this every day. At first, I believed him. I forget where I put my keys. I forget what we ate for dinner on Tuesday. Mark says it is because I am stressed. One day, I found a small notebook in his desk. He was at work. I know I should not look at his things, but I was cleaning. The notebook was blue. I opened it. On the first page, it said, "Things she is not allowed to remember." Under that, there was a list. It was written in Mark's neat handwriting. Item 1, the red car. Item 2, her sister, Julie. Item 3, the birthmark on her wrist. Item 4, the year 2021. I stared at the list. My heart started to beat fast. I don't remember a red car. I don't have a sister named Julie. Mark told me I was an only child. He told me my parents died in a fire, and I had no one else. I looked at my left wrist. The skin was smooth, but there was a small, thin white line. It looked like a scar from a surgery. I touched it. It felt cold. I went to the attic. Mark told me never to go there because the floor was broken. I walked carefully. I found a box hidden under an old rug. Inside the box was a photo. It was a picture of two little girls. They were wearing matching dresses. One girl was me. The other girl looked just like me. On the back, it said, Sarah and Julie, 2021. In the photo, I had a bright red birthmark on my wrist. It was shaped like a star. I heard the garage door open. Mark was home. I put the photo in my pocket. I ran downstairs. I sat on the couch and picked up a book. I tried to make my breath slow. Mark walked in. He kissed my forehead. "What did you do today, Sarah?" he asked. "I just read my book," I said. He looked at me for a long time. His eyes are very blue and very hard. "You look upset," he said. "Did you forget your medicine?" He went to the kitchen. He brought me a small white pill and a glass of water. He does this every night. He says it helps my memory. "I don't think I need it tonight," I said. I tried to smile. Mark did not smile back. He set the glass on the table. "We want you to get better, don't we?" he said. His voice was very quiet. I looked at the pill. I thought about the girl in the photo. I thought about the red car I couldn't remember. "Who is Julie?" I asked. Mark froze. He did not move for 10 seconds. Then he slowly sat down next to me. He took my hand. His grip was very tight. It hurt a little bit. "You are having the bad thoughts again," he said. "Julie was a dream you had. We talked about this. She isn't real. I saw a photo, Mark, in the attic. Mark sighed. He looked disappointed. I told you the attic was dangerous, Sarah. Now you are confused again. He stood up and went to the desk. He brought out the blue notebook. He opened it and picked up a pen. He wrote something down. I looked over his shoulder. He wrote, "She found the photo. Need to increase the dose." I backed away. "I want to leave," I said. "I want to call my sister." Mark stood up. He is much bigger than me. He blocked the door. "You can't call someone who doesn't exist," he said. "I fixed you, Sarah. I gave you a clean life. You were so sad before. I took the sadness away." He walked toward me. I backed into the kitchen counter. My hand touched the glass of water. "Drink the pill," he said. "No," I said. He grabbed my chin. He forced my mouth open. He was not angry. He looked calm. That was the scariest part. "It is for your own good," he whispered. "By tomorrow, you won't even know who Julie is. You will just know that I love you." I swallowed the pill because I had to. He watched me to make sure. Now I am sitting in the bedroom. Mark locked the door from the outside. I am writing this on a piece of paper I hid under the bed. My head feels heavy. I am getting sleepy. I am looking at my wrist. The white scar is there. I am trying to say her name. Julie, Julie, Julie. But the name is starting to sound like a word I don't know. Mark is humming in the hallway. He sounds happy. I think I am starting to forget why I am afraid. I met Ethan 3 years ago. He was a quiet man. He worked as an accountant. I liked that he was stable. He told me he had never been married before. He said he was waiting for the right person. He said that person was me. We got married in a small office. We moved into a house in the suburbs. The house had a white fence. It looked like a happy place. Ethan liked things a certain way. He wanted the towels folded into thirds. He wanted the coffee mugs turned so the handles faced right. I didn't mind. I thought he was just neat. One night we were eating dinner. We had chicken and green beans. Ethan was staring at me. He didn't eat his food. "You are wearing your hair down," he said. "Yes," I said. "Do you like it?" "She always wore it down," he said. I put my fork down. "Who?" He looked at his plate. "My first wife." My heart felt heavy. You told me you were never married, Ethan. He looked up. His eyes were very flat. They didn't show any emotion. I lied. It was easier that way. I asked him what happened to her. He said her name was Sarah. He said she was not a good wife. He said she was messy. He said she didn't listen to him. Then he went back to eating his chicken. He didn't say anything else. That night, I couldn't sleep. I waited for Ethan to start snoring. Then I got out of bed. I went to the guest room. I started looking through his old things. In a closet, I found a black suitcase. It was locked. I used a small screwdriver to pop the latch. Inside the suitcase, there were photos. They were all of a woman. She looked just like me. We had the same brown hair. We had the same smile. She was wearing a blue dress in one photo. I had that same dress in my closet. Ethan Asterisk bought it for me last month. I found a notebook. It was a diary. The handwriting was neat. It belonged to Sarah. I read the last page. It gave me chills. She wrote, "He won't let me leave the house. He watches me all the time. He says I am perfect now. He says if I change, he will have to fix me." I heard a floorboard creak. I turned around. Ethan was standing in the doorway. He was holding a glass of water. He wasn't mad. He was smiling. "You found Sarah's things," he said. "Where is she, Ethan?" I asked. My voice was shaking. "She wasn't perfect anymore," he said. "She tried to change the way I liked things. She tried to run away." He walked closer to me. The room felt very small. "I spent a long time finding you," he whispered. "You look just like her. You even smell like her." I looked at the floor. I noticed the carpet in the guest room was new. It didn't match the rest of the house. It was a slightly different shade of beige. "I cleaned everything," Ethan said. "I made it all fresh for you." I understood then. He didn't want a wife. He wanted a doll. He wanted a ghost. "I need to go to the bathroom," I said. I tried to walk past him. He grabbed my arm. His grip was very tight. It hurt. "You are staying here," he said. "I won't let you become messy like her." He locked the bedroom door. He put the key in his pocket. He sat on the bed and watched me. He didn't blink. "I'm going to make you some tea," he said. "Then we can talk about the rules again." I sat on the floor. I looked at the new carpet. I wondered how deep the floor went. I wondered if Sarah was still under me. Ethan went to the kitchen. I heard the kettle start to whistle. I looked at the window. It was high up, but it was my only choice. I am writing this on my phone while I hide in the bushes down the street. I have no shoes on. My feet are bleeding. I can see Ethan in the driveway. He is holding a flashlight. He is calling my name. He sounds very calm. He sounds like he is looking for something he lost. He isn't calling for me. He is calling for her.